Hello, everyone, and welcome. Zion, thank you so much for the follow. And you may see I look a little different. I'm embracing my orange cat moment earlier today. I know I lost the brain cell. uh when I did the when I did my social post for when I was going live today, I totally forgot to change the bubble to say that it was today's date, not the 15th, and that it was 8 to 10 p.m. and not 1 to 3 p.m. That was totally my bad. Just too many things on my mind lately. That was my bad. Alright, let me evolve back into Bun and not be an orange cat, and hopefully have the brain cell a little bit here. So, we're back with Boba today. Yay! We are totally happy to have everyone's favorite little Lala that doesn't have any glamour going on right now. And today's the day, guys. We are going to get her glammed up because she needs it. She has the Valentione stuff. She has a whole bunch of stuff in her armoire. She's got all kinds of things that she could be glamoring. So we need to unlock glamour and a whole bunch of other stuff. And of course, we need to progress the MSQ. But, so, let me go ahead and pick up the quest for MSQ from Battaron. So that way, I don't get distracted and end up going somewhere that I shouldn't go. Because he has a new task for me. And he wants to tell me about a job. Ready to hear about a job? That job then? Like I said, the request comes from our sister guild in Gridania. And that's all I know. But whatever it is you get asked to do, I somehow doubt it pose any trouble for an adventurer as survived a bit Dom and Sastasia. If you think you might be interested, you'll want to have words with Mother Mione, me counterpart in Gridania. Good luck, lass. And before I end up going there, I believe it's this lass. No, not that lass. These Makotes in their maid's outfits. This one, beauty's only scalp deep. Because we have to take care of what is on the scalp. And rumors have it of this dangerous madman in town. And they have... I'm not even gonna attempt that name. This person, Illities. You're either a brave woman or a fool friend to be wandering the streets of Limsa today. What with Slasher Fisherman's bottom on the loose. The slasher of Fisherman's bottom. The slasher of Fisherman's bottom. What? What? I don't even know what that is. Have you not heard? There's a madman about. Why? It said he brandished his blade so long and sharp that they could get a whale. I haven't seen any blood yet, but that doesn't stop the rumors from sending shivers up spines in every alehouse in town. I mean, we've already seen the baddies. We've already seen the Empire already cut down men without there being any bloodshed, you know? So, I mean, what makes this any different? That you're still standing here before me tells me that you don't scare as easily as the rest. Perhaps you could assist with the investigation. To start with, you might want to look into that scream I just heard outside. Okay. Sure. Let's let the 2-foot-tall person that looks like a toddler go check into this, because, you know, why not? Oh, over there. Over there. This poor dude just looks so confused. What are you waiting for? That's him. The slasher. Apprehend him, toss him in jail, and throw away the key. Or get him and beat his lifeless body to the sharks for all I care. Just do something. I get that you're 2 foot tall like me, but I just met you. I don't know that he's the slasher. He doesn't look like the slasher. I also have... I only just heard of the slasher. I really don't know what he looks like, so, you know. Woe is me. Whatever did I do to deserve this cruel fate? For 6 moons, I saved every last gill of my husband's hard-earned wage, foregoing new shoes, a new purse, sometimes even food for our children, all in anticipation for this day. What's so special about today, you ask? Why, this day marks the arrival of a world-renowned aesthetician in Limsa. My endless patience and self-control were to be rewarded with a hair-raising transformation that would have every fashion-conscious Limsan oohing and lying in admiration. Instead, I found myself accosted by this lecherous lout. Speaking of which, weren't you going to do something about this? I didn't even say something. I literally just walked up to you, but sure. Go ahead, have your way with him. I doubt he has anything to say for himself. Okay. Anytime we got bold orange text like that, that means we gotta emote at them. And if you're like me and are like, no, I don't really want people seeing my emotes, you could always, in the emote menu, you could toggle off the display log message. You can also do that if you are like a friend of mine who likes the spam emotes and just don't want to get in trouble for spamming. Just turn it off and you won't get in trouble. Like, I laugh because I seriously had a friend get reported because he was hugging carbuncles. And he was told that it was a little excessive. It was too much. So he got thrown in mod jail. And the moderator basically told him, hey, just go into the emotes and just turn off the display log message and you're okay. You could go back to hugging all the carbuncles you want to. Just don't leave it on everybody's logs. Don't flood their logs with hugging carbuncles, I guess. It was good times. Anyway, let's doubt this sir that we just met. Oh, the ignominy of it all. Of course you take her side. Well, she's 2 foot tall like me and I come up to your knees. I feel like I'm at a better advantage if I try to side with her. If I side with you, it kind of feels a little unfair. At least if I side with her and I stand on her shoulders, we come close to being able to take you, sir. Like, we might come up to your elbows, you know? For shame, is there no one sympathetic ear in this entire nation? An artist of my renown should be welcomed with open arms and a 21 cannon salute. Instead, I am branded a criminal, the tools of my trade, nay, the extensions of my very soul, ripped unceremoniously from my person like the barnacles from the side of a frigate. I will not last long in my weakened state, not Even as we speak, the world around me grows dim. That sounds a little dramatic. With my dying breaths, I speak unto you 3 names, 3 kind souls who may yet put the right to what has gone so rightfully wrong. Forge Master Naza, Naik and Vimali's, Guildmaster Beaton of Gridanian's Carpenter's Guild, and Severin at Alchemist Guild in Ul'dah. If there's an ounce of conversation in you, seek them out and tell them that Gentleane sent you. And when my soul is restored and my name rightfully cleared, all of Linza, nay, the entire realm, will sing your praises, for I, Gentleane, am none other than the S. The S. Well, he's nothing if not theatrical. But I mean, I guess he does have the, a theatrical looking face. Based upon things that I know. Okay. It looks like I need to go talk to someone this direction based upon the mini-map. So I am going to start running this direction. Because he did say I need to go talk to someone at the Blacksmith's Guild, and Blacksmith's Guild's this way. And it works out that I'm talking to him since the other 2 are in the other places. So good that I talked to him before going to Gridania. Gentleane sent you. Let me guess, the barmy fool's lost his tools. Pardon me, his appendages of his very soul. Again, and is thrashing and tossing like the end of days is nigh. I love that she wastes no time in making fun of his theatrics. Like, she's just like he's let me guess, he's lost his appendages, has he? Man brings it on himself. If he toned down the theatrics and went about his work like an earth's craftsman, I dare say he'd save himself these misunderstandings. No, I've not a whit of sympathy for the fool. You, however, have my pity indeed for having to play audience to his wing. Leroy, this should shut him up for a while. Tell him that if he loses these, I'll graft the next pair into his bloody hands. I take it she's had to deal with him losing his appendages a few times before. And one of the things I did off stream last time was I did go ahead and run around Limsa, and I grabbed all of the Aethernet shards, so that way we don't have to sit and watch me grab those, because that's not exciting. That's kind of boring. I did not grab them in Ul'dah, though, because I didn't go back to Ul'dah. I just grabbed them while I was still in Limsa, and then I came to Gridania so I could do the Valentione's quest. And then I came back to Limsa. Alright, Mother Mione. What do you got for me? Take a seat whenever you like, friend. Our waitress will come take your... Oh, it's you, Boba. It's good to see you again. What's that? Hear about her own suggestion, you say? Foul-mouthed rogue sends me word that an adventurer might be along for the job, and it turns out to be you. Oh, this makes things a lot easier, doesn't it? You would think he would have remembered that I came from Gridania as that emissary or something, or envoy. But maybe I didn't introduce myself that way. No, like I'm like, my brain doesn't want to work properly, so maybe I just don't remember. With regard to the task in question, there's a fair bit to tell you. Let me know when you're ready to hear the details, and I shall brief you. And of course, one thing that I need to do that I most certainly have not forgotten about. I am going to make it bigger just for this character. Is I do have to make sure that I do the next conjure request, because I'm already level 22. So I need to make sure I take care of Sylphie's trials. Especially while I'm here in Gridania. Like, there's no sense in traveling here, there, and everywhere and leaving Gridania before I take care of that. Alright, Mione wants to brief me on the task now. She is ready. She's ready to give me all the deets. Alright. Ready for that briefing? Good. Now then, here's the long and short of it. Is she making fun of my height? I think that was a height joke. I think she's making fun of me a little bit. Big pardons for interrupting, Mione, but our need grows ever more pressing. Have none stepped forward? And good day to you too, Bow Lord. Your need must be pressing indeed for you to honor us with a visit. The good news is your journey hasn't been wasted. I'm pleased to report that we have a volunteer at last, and one who comes highly recommended at that. Oh, if it isn't our very own woman for all seasons. You certainly have a knack for appearing when you're most needed, Boba. My thanks for answering the call. I know, right? It's like, Mother, how could you poke fun at me for being so short, especially when you, just like everyone else, don't even want to acknowledge the whole accessibility and my need for a stool so I could see over the counter. Like, I need to find where the offices are for me to put in accessibility complaints here, because this is outrage. This is not okay. Like, why can I not see over any of these damn counters? And yet all these people, it's like the counters are so low for them that they could basically sit on them. Like, this is an outrage. I demand to speak to the manager. And if they don't let me speak to the manager, I will take off their kneecaps. That's what they get for having kneecaps, unlike my character. Now then, time is of the essence, so I shall proceed directly to the heart of the matter. We wish for you to nip a potential threat to Gridania in the bud. Beneath the central shroud, there lies an underground burial site called the Tamtara Deepcroft. Ah, Tamtara. The place was once a Galmoran settlement, but we Garleans have long interred our dead there. Of late, however, shadowy figures have been skulking about the Deepcroft, and with ever-increasing regularity. Based on the accounts of various witnesses, we suspect that these individuals belong to the Lambs of Dalamund. a doomsday cult which sprung up prior to the calamity. These zealots have proven themselves dangerous in the past, and we leave them to their own devices at our peril. Ordinarily, I would have dispatched my best men to scour the deep claw, with orders to flush the cultists out. Alas, the calamity decimated our ranks, and the limited forces at my disposal are constantly required to keep the Ixal at bay. Since we thwarted their attacks on the Guardian Tree, the Birdmen have not allowed us a single moment's respite. They have probed every elm of our defenses in search of a weakness, compelling me to spread our forces far more thinly than I would like. Situation so being, we have no choice but to entrust the task of dealing with the lambs of Dalman to others. Can we rely on you to handle this matter, Boba? Of course. And I'm not going to mention anything about y'all's kneecaps, since y'all like to make little height jokes. I will just nod and just think silently about the kneecaps. Yep. You have my gratitude. Once you've seen to your preparations, make your way to the Deep Croft and identify yourself to the guard posted at the entrance. He will appraise you of the latest developments. That is all. Be careful out there, you hear? May the crystal guide you and keep you. Well, of course. All right. And of course, we need to talk to Ethan because we need to get another appendage for an oh so dramatic dude. I'm just gonna call him dude. I don't want to be a spoiler. A message from Janelin, you see? Where you say, oh, he's lost another one? Does that man not understand that wood doesn't simply grow on... Actually, it does. At least in a manner of speaking. But the fact remains, resources are in short supply. I like that he was about to say, does he not know that wood doesn't grow on trees? And it's like... I like that he had to stop and correct himself there. It was like, well, wait, I guess, actually, yes, technically it does, but that's not the point. For all his flowery words, if his tools were truly an extension of his very being, one would think he would find a way to hold on to them for more than a fortnight or two. Annaline's skills are not to be doubted, but his temperament leaves much to be desired. Still, it's not my place to judge. Take this to him, and let us both hope that he will right his ways. I will apologize because, like, I'm sure it'll happen at some point where I will accidentally mute my mic and forget to unmute it, and it will 100% be my fault because I keep having to mute my mic because my sinuses are just going absolutely crazy right now because, like, we had that massive winter storm and had all that snow, and it had been so cold, and then for a few days here, it's like, guess what? It's spring. And I think like trees and stuff like that are thinking that it's actually spring now. And with that, the trees are like, guess what? Screw you. And my sinuses don't like that. Brother Isumi-yan requests that you assist with Sophie's training. Well, hopefully she'll, actually listen to me and not die, because we had learned that she, her power's starting to fail her already. She's already relied too much on pure healing and didn't want to listen and was just, oh, just let me heal. No, I don't want to listen to elements, blah, 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 blah. And just no. And because she failed to listen and because she just did whatever she wanted to, now it seems to be coming to bite her in the butt, and things are starting to fail her, and it seems like she's starting to potentially face the same fate as her mom. And her mom ultimately died. And so we're hopefully going to be able to keep her from dying. At least that's the goal. And Brother Isumi-yan is like, well, she doesn't want to listen to me because, I mean, he's too close to the situation, which I get. So he thinks because we're an outsider and we've grown so fast, maybe we're at least skilled enough and detached enough from the situation that we can help redeem her and help her from being her worst enemy here. Greetings, Boba. You radiate the confidence of a conjurer who regrets not her study of the elements. I confess I have no lesson for you to learn this day. Instead, I would ask that you aid me in the education of another. And not gonna lie, I have found that teaching others can be a great way to learn yourself. Some of the things that I have done, I found that I learned a lot better by teaching. And there were actually times when I did some remediation with, when I did remediation during my undergrad, I had 6th graders. And when I did remediation with them, I found what their strongest topics were within math and had them teach their strongest subjects to the others that needed remediating. And because they each were strong in different areas and weak in others. And it really, really helped them getting each other's views and getting each other's understandings of the topics instead of an adult's understanding of the topic. And it helped strengthen their own understanding and helped strengthen their own confidence. And honestly, it really made them like the subject too. So it was just a major win. So I'm like, I do like that he's taking this approach for this lesson. He's having me help with teaching. But he's also doing it to try and save Sophie. But yes, he's speaking of her. After no small amount of prompting, bordering on coercion, the child has finally promised to attempt to embrace the forces of nature. But I'm afraid the matter is not so easily resolved. Sophie has never attempted to learn the basic offensive spells that you and most other conjurers mastered before venturing into the wild. Yes, it was totally a major win you learned, especially by that age, when they're really young and in an elementary school, when you can first foster that joy for learning, it's one thing, but then to have to try to repair that joy when they've already had that joy broken and they've already had those experiences where they've decided they don't like it. They've had some sort of scar with it where, for instance, when I was young, I didn't like math because we had timed multiplication tests. I was so slow with multiplication. I ultimately ended up loving math, but I felt like I was terrible at it because I was made to feel terrible at it because I couldn't do multiplication fast. And it was a terrible feeling. And there are children that never get those opportunities to get that. So giving those kids that opportunity was absolutely awesome and a major, 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 major win. As such, she is ill-equipped to undertake the trials which furnish you and and your peers with an understanding of the elements. Principally, she is no match for the tainted spirits of nature. But if a more capable conjurer were to accompany her and purify the corruption in her stead, it may yet serve to impress upon her the power of the forces at work. I bid you take her on a pilgrimage around the Twelveswood and give her the opportunity to witness these confrontations firsthand. Earth, wind, water, she must know them all. Show her the majesty and primal ferocity of nature. As it was with you, let Earth be her first lesson. Sophia waits you at Bent Branch Meadows. Pray forgive my presumption. I thought it best to send her on ahead while her conviction remained strong. Once you have located the patch of corrupted soil at Bent Branch, draw forth the tainted sprite and let her witness the struggle that ensues. May the elementals aid you in this endeavor, Boba. Yeah, this one, I do like this quest because, like, when I did teach, most of my non-undergraduate teaching, or from when I was, after I graduated and everything, I ended up teaching university students. And so, sorry, I was trying to figure out where I needed to teleport to. So when I did my teaching and I pretty much taught remediation all the time, it was a lot of repairing that damage that had already been done and trying to get people to really like the subject again after they had learned to hate it. So I'm like seeing her be like, this girl be like, I hate this. I don't want to learn this. And it's like, now she's confronting, I need to learn this. Like, this feels a little personal. I mean, it's obviously deeper for her because this is a life or death thing for her, but all right, my child, what did you learn? I wasn't scared. I was just a little startled, that's all. If it was such a massive solid wrath that had erupted from the ground, I've never felt anything like... I mean, never mind. Let's head to the Bannock next. Let's get this over with. Okay, she's understanding. She's starting to see. She's like, wait, there's some importance here. Like, she's like, oh, okay. Like, like, before, she probably would have had to hide behind someone else and be like, I will tend to your wounds, you deal with it. And now she's realizing, oh, hey, it's actually my job to deal with that tainted elemental, not someone else's. Because otherwise I wouldn't have my blessing in order to heal. All right. Now we need wind. Was it? Okay. really weird that wind is in the middle of a tree here. Like, where's... You're telling me that the air is flowing in here to corrupt the air, or is it corrupted because there's no airflow in here and it just got corrupted by all the mold? Like, I'm gonna assume it got corrupted by all the mold or something. I don't know. Forgot to dot it. Is it just supposed to be mold? I'm like, I don't understand. How is it supposed to be a wind spirit? There's nowhere for air to really... It's not getting nearly as much airflow as like being out in the open instead of in a tree stump or in a log like that. Gods, the wind blew straight through me. It felt both gentle and sharp at the same time. I can't explain it. Is this something you can conjure? Let's be on our way. The last one is at Lilystone. Okay, Don't make me run all the way down there. Then I'm trying to remember if they did this like other MMOs, where if it's like once you reach a certain level, they're like, oh, you'd kick my ass. I'm not bothering with you. And yes, that is the case. Like the Bogyardsons realize I'm level 22. Like they realize I'd kick their ass. So that's why they were not getting pissed off at me and I could run right by them without them getting pissed off. I am so grateful for the warm weather, but my sinuses are not. I guess this is a good PSA to say, if you have not started taking allergy medicine, now is a good time to start. Yeah, I think so too. That sounds about right. 10 level difference. If not 10, then 5, but I think 10 is right because I feel like 5, it would still aggro at some point. And these ones are still greater than 10 difference. I'm still... So the buzzards aren't going to aggro. I've got 11 levels on them. I'm probably thinking of 5 because I remember with World of Warcraft, a few of their expansions, they only did 5 levels for a few expansions. So those ones, they probably made it so that at 5 levels, it would no longer aggro. The lake is so beautiful. I never noticed how clearly the sky is reflected in its surface. I never noticed. Let's head back. I'm ready to speak with the guildmaster now. Okay. I feel like that was an easy a lesson. She literally just had to watch me Like, she didn't even... Like, she didn't have to listen to me spew on about anything, but, I mean... I guess that's also fair because... Brother Sumiyan, he does tend to go on and on and on for a while sometimes, so, totally makes sense that my character, stoic as she is, would just be like, just watch me beat things up. Watch me cleanse it, and that's it. That's all we're doing. And you reflect on it. Welcome back, my avid conjurers. How fared you in your encounter with the elements? Sylphie, what did you sense as Bug cleansed the sources of corruption? It's hard to explain. It was like hearing voices cry out in joy. And I felt their happiness wash over me. The world seemed sharper, more alive. It was almost as if nature was speaking to me. But why, Brother Izumi? Why did my mother teach me to avoid the sight of conjury? She's so afraid of. There are certain truths that hide behind the mask of our words, and there is much that your mother didn't tell you, but you didn't seek all the answers at once, Sylphie. Even now, your mind ponders amid a sudden inundation of awareness. The first time we connect with nature can be a wonderful but disorienting experience. I suggest you allow yourself some time to adjust to this new perspective. Yes, Guildmaster. Just a stoic nod. You have my gratitude, Boba. Thanks to you, Sylphie has taken a most important step. You heard her mention voices cry out in joy, did you not? It appears the mother's gift has been passed on to the daughter. Such sensitivity is not something one can achieve through meditation and training, but a blessing that only a few fortunate chosen receive, and as you have no doubt surmised, Sylphie's mother was one such person. The misunderstanding of that blessing, however, was what led her down a tragic path. We cannot allow Sylphie's astonishing talents to consume her in the same manner. But we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. The girl has barely awoken to her potential. And for that potential to be fully realized, your support is yet needed. I suspect she failed to mention that the promise of your involvement in her lessons was the reason for her change of heart. Why? Why did I have to be involved? Like, that seems like a weird request. You underestimate the impression of your quiet determination has made on young Sylphie. If modesty prevents you from acknowledging your own good deed, consider this task a part of your training, for conjurers are healers of wounds, be they physical or otherwise. Walk with her on her journey, Boba, and together explore the myriad of mysteries of nature. Right, I'm like, I'm just the short person that just happened to study here. Like, why? Like this was just a who me moment. Like, what? Who me? Like, why is that important? I don't understand. Let's see. Let's just go with the gloves, because why not? Why not? Oh, I've upgraded to a full stick instead of a twig. A full stick that looks like it has a head on the end of it. Some sort of weird shaped head. One day it shall upgrade to a super fancy glowing stick. And she'll be awesome. Curse these damn sinuses. Okay. And before I venture too far off, one thing I did not do last time. No one has a Moogle around here. I got distracted for a brief second. I was like, wait, there's a bunch of people here. I want to see if anybody has a Moogle, and nobody has a Moogle to dance with mine. I want to talk to a smith. And the reason I want to talk to a smith is because I did not complete any Hall of the Novice exercises before I did the first dungeon. So if anyone was like me and started off the game and just never did Hall of the Novice, you can always go to any smith and you could complete the Hall of the Novice exercises, and they have different exercises based upon your roles. And at the conclusion of all of the roles, you get a reward. And I've seen memes that, like, someone sent me one that was one for tank, and they said one of them was sending a tank buster to your friend because for my static, one of the tanks kept intentionally making me take the tank buster. I was melee 1. I was like, why? No! Why? But he always would do it as a joke. But with all of these training exercises, they are all solo instances, basically. But you queue in kind of like a dungeon, and they give you instructions at the very beginning to explain exactly what is going to be happening. So this cute little Lala is also a healer. She has a much cuter staff than me. Basically, I'm supposed to be avoiding being hit by things with this first exercise. And then after she goes through her instructions, you say whether or not you're ready. If you miss their instructions, so long as you stand there, they will give you the instructions again. Like, they will start repeating them automatically. But anyhow, I need to watch for his attacks. I don't think I necessarily need to be attacking him, but it's a good idea to attack him. But just like in the overworld, the green, or not the green, I don't know why I sometimes verbally do that. I'll see orange, and for some reason, I'll verbally say green. The exact opposite color. But with orange, there with the circle and the cone and the linear, you don't want to stand in those. We want to be dodging them. But they could come in all sorts of shapes. And it's a good idea with this exercise to go ahead and practice with the abilities. If you do have to interrupt a cast, it's better to interrupt the cast than to be hit. Now, obviously, if you do high-end content, you'd prefer not to interrupt the cast as well, but, you know, we're not doing high-end content. And when you do each of these, so like she just gave me a reward of gloves, and it actually is not better than the gloves I just got. But if I had done these before that first dungeon, they would have been better than the gloves that that I was wearing before now. Like, you end up getting some pretty good gear, and on top of that, the gear looks exactly like what this NPC is wearing here. So it's a pretty, honestly, especially for a Realm Reborn stuff, it's honestly pretty cute, in my opinion. Like, I really like the hat, especially. Like, it's a cute outfit. Like, if you don't want to go to the market board and you don't have, like, an event or anything like that you're worrying about, like, do Hall of the Novice, get all the pieces from there, get your dungeons so that you can get to everywhere to unlock glamoring, and then glam it as your Hall of the Novice stuff, and there you go. Yep, you got a cute outfit to get you by for a while. Like, honestly, I did that with one of my alts for well into Stormblood, I think. And I want to say I think she was Bard at first, and then she swapped it. Yeah, because that was why it was into Shadowbringers, because she ended up swapping to Red Mage. One reason I like this exercise is because this is having you focus on two things at once. It's having you focus on both keeping your partner alive as well as attacking the bad guy. Now, I do feel like the NPC is a little, your ally is faltering. Like, she's a little, hasty there with her, I understand, but is he dead? That's the question. I understand he's faltering, but is he dead? If the answer is no, then he is fine. He is fine. Seriously. Well done. A focus healer is a boon to any party. And, like, granted, you will have people that, like, if they're not at 100%, they might start complaining. And that's because sometimes they are used to other MMOs where the healer's job is only to heal. But that's not the case in this game. You have damage abilities. So, may as well use them. Some healers do like to keep their allies healed up more than what I did there. Some people like to live life a little bit more on the edge. And really, really would have let this Master of Magics have a massive panic attack. But she told me one more time that he needed healed. I would have just left the ring and slapped her. No, I don't have any questions. I've not been reading your dialogue. Yes, I have made preparations. I am totally prepared. I am totally prepared. With no brain cells. Now, this one I do think is... This one's okay. My only complaint that I have about this one is they try to make it seem like it's... I understand, he's faltering. Blah, 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 blah. Like, they tried to make it sound like that it was my job to take the aggro of this melee DPS here. Oh my gosh, yes, he's at half health. Boo-hoo. He's gonna be fine. But, as a healer, you should never be taking the damage. And also, in this case, the range shouldn't be taking on this melee either. The tank should be using their AoE and taking on both of those and having that directed damage. Oh my god, he's fine. Like, they'll die. And then what would happen is on our way to the next group, they would be regenerating their health. Like, there's no sense in me healing them right there at the very end. Like, they were going to live. They were going to be okay. It was going to be fine. All was going to be well. Spreading one's heals amongst many can be a trying task. And like, I do get that they were trying to like allude to the fact that that can happen. Like, you can have to juggle all the people that you are going to be healing. And sometimes you do have to heal more than one person. Like, there are going to be times, especially when you get into later content, you might have more than one tank. And each of those tanks might be taking on their own separate damage that you have to worry about. But like, to be like, well, your DPS here should be expecting to take the heat off of you, and then the tank's just never going to take the heat off of them, and you just have to heal through it. That's not the expectation. The expectation is the tank is supposed to take the heat off of the DPS, and the tank is supposed to be trying to take that damage. But it's still good practice for you. I know, I have not yet fully completed it. Let's go. Let's go, Smithy. Let's go. Oh, I'm realizing as the orange cat, I still have purple eyebrows. I didn't have the brain cell when I made orange cat. Like, I could have totally made orange eyebrows. Like, that would have been a good to do. Let's go, my short friend. Alright. Avoid enemy attacks and heal allies. You're hit 5 times. We shall start from the beginning. That is true. Realistically, not everyone dyes their eyebrows, and I've heard that dyeing eyebrows hurts. Like, I've never dyed my eyebrows, but I've heard that it hurts. I mean, that was a good call that she made. She said, pay attention now. Dead healers cast no cures. And it's like, that is totally true. But I was totally being greedy there. I was trying to finish up a cast. I knew we were right at the end of the fight. And I was also trying to, I knew that that tank was getting ready to do a linear AoE, and I was trying to bait it that direction too. So that way, because I was able to successfully bait those at once. So I was just trying to continue those baits the same way that I had been, and just wasn't successful with that last one. Oh wow, already to the final exercise. And the final exercise is the best one because this is the one where you get the experience ring. You get the 30% experience for up to level 30. So for my character right now, that's not going to be for that much longer. So, like, boo. Oh, hey. When I put on this expression, I go back to bunny ears. Eh. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't realize. I did not realize that she said, hey, are you ready? Okay, I'm ready. Yo, tank, don't stand in stuff. I mean, at least make it so that NPCs... why is he still... One, make him regen his health in between. And two, make him not stand in everything. And three, why is he not doing a single AoE as a tank? So, for those that are unaware, as tanks get AoEs at these lower levels. DPS do not. DPS and healers are stuck with single targets. But tanks, in order to better manage aggro, if for some reason he's just not going to regen health between battles, unlike everybody else. But he's just going to stand in everything. Okay. But they could do AoE. So when there's multiple targets, he really should be doing AoEs. That's going to properly maximize his damage and ensure that all of the enemies are properly targeting him. That way there's not a chance of me attracting aggro from them, that this archer's not going to attract aggro from them, or anything like that. My allies are perfectly fine. They would be even better if they would stop standing in everything. You, helmeted sir, you are not a good tank. Don't stand in everything. Actually dodge shit. Or heal yourself. I knew you were ready for the challenge. Here I bestow this gift upon all who complete my training course, and we get the brand new ring. It increases healing or experience gain by 30% for everything below level 30. So now, you could do more in order to gain more things, but like with the tactical trainings, I have to do more of the main scenario in order to unlock the tactical training exercises. So I can't do the tactical training exercises to unlock the level 60 and below ring until I've done more. So for now, I have to stick with the ring that I just got. But for now, that's fine. I'm only level 22, so I've still got 8 levels. And on top of that, it's still going to be helpful for any other classes that I happen to pick up. But this one, like, this will definitely be something that I'll want to pick up later. And let's go ahead and equip. And you can see it goes ahead and puts on nice chest piece. And the experience ring. Yay! All right. Recalibrate my camera. I feel like it's still acting up and acting a little weird. Maybe recalibrating it will make it act a little bit better. And now, so before we go back to, or go to Ul'dah and do our glamoring quest and all of that stuff, since we're already in the Gridania area, I'm going to go ahead and do Tamtara Deepcroft. And then after Tamtara Deepcroft, we'll go to Ul'dah and we'll take care of all of the unlocking and everything for that. Ah, that does confirm. So at 10 levels, it will still aggro. But maybe it shouldn't have because... boom. Dead thing. Oh, magic bones. You already had a problem with me before. Let's go away, magic bones. Bye. Let's go. Yes, I am Boba Moki, and I am here to help. No doubt the Bow Lord has already informed you, but your task is to enter the Deepcroft and purge it of the lands of Dalamund. In case you are unfamiliar with them, the cult emerged shortly before the calamity and put an end to the 6th Astral Era. The cultists took the lesser moon Dalamud for their god, believing that it would deliver them from the devastation. And so they were rather disappointed when Dalamud exploded into 1,000 flaming pieces before it could complete its descent. Now, having seen their god turn into ash, one would think that the cultists might feel motivated to question their faith. On the contrary, it served only to stoke the flames of their fanaticism. The lands of Dalamud are convinced that the heretics, that is to say, everyone but them, interfered with the coming of their Lord and Savior, and that it's now their sacred duty to avenge him. how he said the heretics has to say everyone but them. Just maybe just makes me think of certain political affiliation. Just so everyone knows, the Dow is up by 50,000. And that's all I'll say on the matter, because I don't have the political tag on. Whatever it is they're doing in the deep crop, you may be sure that no good will come of it. For the sake of Britannia and Eorzea at large, put an end to their madness. And now Tamtara Deepcroft is accessible. Alright. And let's get into it. And now I've unlocked a duty roulette, which... with duty roulette, it will allow me to do a random dungeon, which, I mean, I've only got 2 dungeons here, so, I mean, it's like, okay, do I do the first dungeon or the second dungeon when I do it? And the nice thing about the roulette is that when you have in need, you get in need bonuses, which means that, like, for instance, with Tank here, as they're in need, they would get, like, if I were a tank, I'd get an extra 930 experience and an extra 1125 gil. That does scale. Did not mean to close out of this window. I meant to close out of the other one. It's not an insta queue like the other one was. Okay. I was about to get sad. I was about to be like, no. We get some creepy vibes. I mean, about as creepy as what my VTuber looks right now. It's because my microphone's blocking one of my eyes right now. I'll show you, oh, Conjurer. I'm wondering if he's thinking, oh, hey, I actually probably could have gone ahead and pulled more. I am honestly kind of surprised he didn't go ahead and pull into this room. I should have known better. So that is the one thing about getting a heal in when the tank is in the middle of pulling, is if they don't get the AoEs off, your heal will get the aggro. Like, as you could see, by healing on that tank, made, like, it triggered that whole wing. It's true. I do like that. Especially like with dungeons like this one, this dungeon can be especially fun without the walls if you're playing Scholar for the healer, because then you just have Fairy doing all of the healing. And it's just like, you don't worry about a thing. I mean, as far as healing goes, Fairy does all the healing. But I mean, I will say, as an experienced conjurer, I do like getting the experienced tank here. He's not afraid to go ahead and grab a whole bunch of stuff for me. But I do feel like he is holding back a little bit, because I feel like a different tank would have just grabbed everything here. I'm like, honestly, if I had to spend the whole time healing and didn't have time to cast stone, I would have been okay with that. Oh, so nice to be able to spam stone here, though, and not get the whole, it's not ready yet, it's not ready yet, it's not ready yet, it's not ready yet, it's not ready yet. Like, I know it's not ready yet, I just spam it. I can't help myself, I have to hit the spam. I has to spam it. Who summons this vessel? Thanks for waiting on the healer to finish the damn cutscene. I was not expecting to come out of the cutscene and find that they were not waiting on me. Right? I'm like, I'm just... I was honestly, like, before I turned it off, one reason why I liked Ninja was because I got to listen to that sound at least a little less, because I was actually casting my ninjutsu. I was like, I need to go fast because... I was like, I liked Ninja because I was like, it goes so fast, and I need to go fast. I like hitting all the buttons super, super, super fast, and it goes fast with me. But for some reason, I don't know why. I know Monk also goes fast, but I don't care for Monk. It sounds counterintuitive for me to say I don't like it, but you know, I just I love Viper. Viper also very fast. I like Viper. I like speed jumps. I like when they go fast. I don't like jumps when I gotta stand still a whole bunch. But I did like I got better with casters when it became more of a, oh, you had to puzzle when you could actually potentially move to dodge things, and then my brain was like, okay, I can make caster work. Welcome back, Boba. I am reliably informed that your foray into the deep craft was a success. Yes, I didn't Black Mage either, and that was why, like, my 1.0 character. So she so how the 1.0 characters worked, after everything was reborn, the 1.0 characters had to be remade. So like they basically, like, your character was just basically wiped. You had to rename them, and they were Fantasia and all that stuff. And you had to, like, you basically just had to completely create a new character. But you didn't necessarily lose the progress. It was kind of weird because my brain's kind of loading here for a second. Like, so when I made her 1.0, I started her off as a Thaumatarge, and I did not enjoy the game at all. It wasn't because she was a Thaumatarge. Like, nowadays I'm like, oh, it could have been because she was a Thaumatarge, but also I know it wasn't because she was a Thaumatarge. But it's funny to look at her character because she has Thaumatarge up to level 4, even though now it doesn't list her original job as Thaumatarge. And she never did the say you want to be a Thaumatarge quest. Like, she technically never even unlocked the class and somehow has it to level 4. It just looks absolutely ridiculous. But it makes more sense when it's like, oh, she has the back tattoo. That is totally fair, Euler. Like, to be able to cascade when you run, like, that, I feel like that is 100% fair. Totally fair usage for first game. Also, Neris, totally sorry that I missed when you got here earlier. Good to see you. Yeah, for some reason, so I set up my chat with StreamerBot And Kick, it just doesn't like anything right now. Like, I keep trying to log in, and it's like, oh yeah, you're authenticated. And then it's like, oh, you're not authenticated. And I've tried over 100 times. I kid you not. And I swear, it's still just like, nope. I've tried logging out. I tried logging back in. I tried resetting everything. I even like reset everything on StreamerBot, which was a complete and total pain in the ass. And it was still just like, oh no, you gotta re-authenticate through the website, and still giving the exact same thing. I'm like, I give up. I give up, Kick. I give up. Why don't you like me? Like some of the other apps, I'm like, I get it. I get that it doesn't get along with it, but why? You got along with StreamerBot up until now. Why now? Why did you decide just now to not like it? Oh, nice. I feel like getting home from work and contemplating dinner is always a great time of the day. Mother is indeed. Rest assured, guys. Rest assured. Mother is indeed impressed. Even if she isn't surprised. Yay. She may have been making short jokes at me earlier, but she is impressed. She's not surprised, but she is impressed. Huzzah. Oh, Lord Lewin asked me to pass on his thanks. That is totally fair, Daenerys. Maybe. So if you don't want to actually make dinner, then maybe... I mean, like, I don't have DoorDash where I'm at, so I'm like that's where I'm like, oh yeah, maybe it's a pizza kind of day, but everyone else gets so spoiled because they're like, oh, I just DoorDash something. And I'm like, I don't have that kind of luxury. We don't have that type of stuff around here. If we want takeout, we gotta drive 30 minutes for takeout, unless we're doing carry-out pizza. I must say it's something of a relief to call upon such a capable adventurer. Sadly, death has become ever more common occurrence within our fraternity of late. Times being what they are, the guild is constantly inundated with petitions, and we are hard-pressed to find enough hands to deal with them all. While this means no shortage of work for such able souls such as yourself, it also provides ample opportunity for the inexperienced to overreach themselves with predictable consequences. As if to illustrate the point. Bear's gone, and it's all your fault. If it hadn't taken you an age to heal him, he would still be alive. But I tried. He bolted out of range before I could finish the spell. He should have been so hard-pressed in the first place. You should have done more to lighten his load. To hell with this pathetic excuse of a party. I'm leaving. It'll be too soon if I never see your faces again. Goodbye and good riddance. I'm leaving as well. I doubt this comes to any surprise, but I never liked you. I only suffered you for your healing, but you couldn't even do that one thing right. Cruel though this may sound, you brought this upon yourself. Oh, by the way of some parting advice, get rid of Avir's head. Bury it, cremate it, do whatever the hell you like with it, but for God's sake, stop carrying it around. It's just get rid of it, alright? Sorry, Abir. Please forgive me. Something I do like about this game is that I like that characters like that will totally pop up again. Scenes like this have become all too common. That makes a dozen times in half as many days. Now you see why I'm grateful for adventures of your experience. I could send women like you on a mission without worrying that you might not return. Well, not so much at any rate. Speaking of missions, I would entrust you with another. About a bell ago, I received a message from my counterpart in Lala. She seeks the services of a reliable adventurer, and you are nothing if not reliable. If you think you might be interested in the task, say the word, and I will be glad to share the details with you. It's so nice to see my full character's head and hair and everything. Alright. And, oh, we are almost level 25, almost ready to grab that next conjure quest. You're not averse to taking a little trip? Wonderful! As I mentioned earlier, the request comes to us from the Adventurers Guild in Olda. Once you arrive, seek out Mamode, a proprietress of the quicksand. Think of her as the Sultan's version of myself. Chances are she'll send you into the midst of danger, but I have every confidence that you will pull through unscathed. Now, off you go, Boba, and good luck. Okay. I'm going to have a distracted moment because I'm like, God, I can't even do the next level of these until I finish the current level of them. Fine. Fine. I'll go get the midge swarms. I will go get the midge swarms. Where are you? Where is North Shroud? Because I was like, I'll just knock something out real quick so that way I can hit level 25 so that way I could grab the next conjure quest. Because I may as well do that while I'm here in Gridania before I head off to Ul'dah. That way I'm not paying for that fare a whole bunch of times, you know? And it's guarded. Okay. I was like, am I remembering where this is at right? And I am. Oh, really? Let's go count that Oppo. Oppo is pissed off at me too? Okay. I'm gonna test this out since there's already a fate here. I may as well level sync and see if this could give me enough experience. Level 6 me down to level 10, so I'm 7 levels ahead of what these guys are, so I'm still doing